My name is Henry Williams, and I've been living in Galway for about 10 years now. And I've got my wife and my 4 children. And basically, I've been involved in sport back home, playing football right down to the top level. And over the last course of 10 years in Galway, I've also been involved in a lot of football coaching and using that as integration to integrate the new community with the host community as well to come together. And over this period of years, we've also been able to form a club called Foundation, just for the purpose of integration as well, to keep that integration going on.
And there's a real sense of like social inclusion there.
Indeed.
Absolutely. And so much so that you have applied for residency and to become an official citizen of Ireland. Do you consider yourself now Irish?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
I mean, the last 10 years I am. In the last 10 years I am. I mean, I'll be honest to you, I feel it as well too. Over here in Ireland, it's about community. And that's very important to me. And for the fact that the Irish people show a lot of love to me, I can give a lot of examples just to give mention a few here. I remember when I first came to Ireland and I got involved with someone who I don't know just because of football.
Sure.
Eventually, and become my own employer.
Really?
You know, that was amazing. He just looked at me and he said, "Look, listen, I like your attitude. Would you like to work for me?" And that kind of thing. It was a big surprise to me,
isn't it? So we're just driving by the harbour in Galway at the moment, and we've yet to see a couple of taxis around, but I do believe that there's some taxi men that are drivers out there, and they actually have tricolours on their doors to allow people know that they are Irish. Is this true?
Yes, indeed. You have them, of course. I mean, they should be proud of their Irish heritage. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to be quite honest.
It's quite subjective, though, in the sense
really
that...
and truly, that's got not to do with the service that you provide as a taxi operator. But the colour, we must always respect the flag. The tricolour is the flag of the Irish nation. And if you want to be an Irish, you should be proud of it. We see that in the World Cup.
I can understand that, but what even, to be personally for me, what actually vexes me when I even think about it, is that people would overlook you purely because of A, the colour of your skin, and B, the colour of the flag on the door. And that in itself is either a form of what you discussed earlier on, discrimination and social exclusion and racism. So that must be, how do you actually feel about that? Because that's quite tough. That annoys me, and I'm from here.
Indeed, I understand what you're saying. But to be quite honest, is that, look, as individuals, everyone is an individual before we come into a group of community. But most importantly, there are certain things that we have to do as a new community as well in the society. Of course. When we operate in the service, we have to do it judiciously, where we can do it and everyone will come. If you want a customer to come again, you give a good service, they'll come back. When I first came down to this country, I remember at the station down in Dublin, and an Irishman, I didn't know what the story was all about, I just didn't know anything. They came down and picked up my bag, and then my wife and my children down there, and they told me exactly where to go and things like that. And that stayed with me in 10 years ago, in 2000, and I was crying because I never seen a person who showed love. And this was the gospel truth.
That's making me a bit teary now.
It made me feel, and that's when I felt there's something about it. I do. I remember that. I would never forget that.
So we just passed by Eglinton House. Now I didn't even know that it existed, but you were saying that that's where the asylum seekers actually stay.
Yeah, it used to be an hotel before, and
so it looked like a hotel
now.
before,
and obviously there was a lot of hoo-ha when they were going to convert that hotel to asylum seeker, the direct provision that they call it now, a new.
But it's a mess at the minute.
It is, because you can see from the outside there that it has not been taken care of properly. And
is that the same inside?
Well, I suppose there will be a lot of issues there to be dealt with inside. I couldn't say all for real, for sure.
Sure.
But
Have you been in?
Yeah, I've been in a couple of times, and it's very regimental. Like, grown-up people have to sign in and out if they have to go to their friends or whatever, if they have to stay overnight or something like that. So it can be
termed like I guess a prison-like scenario.
Well, of course, in a well-controlled environment, it wouldn't be a prison because they're still free to move around a bit. But in a controlled environment where everything is controlled, your food is rationed, and
That's
so many
very-
things like that.
Very undignified.
And you can imagine they pay quite a lot for that facility there. The feeding alone for one person would be 176 a week, and
This the government.
that's the
is-
government pay
right, okay.
the management of Eglinton 176 a week, and that's what they do in almost direct provision. And then they give another 19 euro, which is for the individual to survive. Aside from that, there's another money paid to the Eglinton management as the housing
Wow.
bills, and so
So there's so many things that are going on that a lot of people just don't know. Now, something that I really want to be educated on is when I hear the term asylum seeker, I want to know, what is an asylum seeker coming from Nigeria? What is it that they're going through that they have come all of this way, left their country to settle here or seek asylum here? What is it that's going on?
There's no doubt about it. Of course, there will be combination of things. There will be some people who are genuinely asylum seeker. There will also some who would consider as economic migrant. I mean, there's no need every one of us, lying to our feet and that kind of thing. Of course, there will be that. But having said that, one of the things I think the system can do is to be able to weed out what is who is who in the first. You couldn't allow someone to stay in the country for 5 years.
Yes. of
And
course.
after 5 years, you give them that kind of false pretend, and then you eject them after 5 years. That's a lot.
It's really, really
Because
tough.
number one, the taxpayers' money has been wasted. What I want to see myself, and I want to see myself involved in every aspect that I could get involved in. For example, I would like to be an educator. I would like to be there in the community. In terms of the community, I would like to be there to do something for the community. I also would like to also look at the process of the the political angle as well, to see how I can be part of the contribution in any form or shape, and just encouraging people to do things. And
As much as we might blow and blow about ourselves, we still have quite a few negative things going
yeah,
on
of
as well.
course, the combination of both. I say the positive aspect has been great. To be honest, people have been very kind and been very generous in kind and in cash. And the nation itself as well. So we mustn't lose sight of that. But on the other side, not one trying to condescend on that, but on the other flip side of it, I also think that, in 10 years, I couldn't boast of lots of Irish friends. And that's a sad thing for me as a person. But, you try as much as once to get involved, to get into something. It's not everyone that's probably playing certain or going to the pubs and things like that. But you try
Yes.
to get involved and so on. But at some stage, it's not like you lose hope, but you just kind of keep the
Yeah.
door open, but you will not be kind of in the face of the people. Like,